Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the MMLA Connect podcast. Today, I have Judy LaSage from ATA National Title. Hello, Julie. How are you today? Great to have you. It's been a long time coming. I've wanted to get you on this podcast because you're one of my favorite people. You're just super nice and always bubbly and willing to help others out. So hopefully we can help you out a little bit today by sharing some of your story.
Thank you for all those kind words. I appreciate that. And I've always enjoyed talking with you, Steve. It's been, you put a lot into what you do at HomeCU and with MMLA, so we appreciate you.
Right back at you, Judy. So as far as your career, you've been in title for quite some time now, but tell us, what you're doing with ATA, how long you've been there, and how you got there.
Okay, so I have been with ATA, it was 14 years in June. So prior to that, thank you. Prior to that, I worked for a developer for 21 years and 2 years ran a brokerage. I had my brokerage license and I was with the developer. I acquired first my real estate license. I kind of stumbled into real estate back in 1988. I was a receptionist at Arthur Anderson, and somebody from Grand Valley came in to interview. She was either going to work in the corporate world with Arthur Anderson or with this developer. She did an internship with this developer. And 2 weeks after the interview, she called me. She decided to go with the developer as one of his controllers and handling accounting for him. And she said they were looking for a receptionist. That's kind of where my career developed. I worked out Centennial Park off 28th Street, the Cascade area, for 21 years. And that I got an education. The developer, he worked with developing subdivisions, condos, single family homes. He owned 5 mobile home parks. He bought a marina over in Bay City, built condos over there. So it just really, that's how it just got me all started. And I was talking the talk when we started building condos, and I was going to, we had a real estate division, and I was going to fill in for some of them. And they're like, well, you got to have your license to do that. I don't need to get my license. And they're like, yeah, you can't talk the talk without it. And I'm like, okay. So that's how I got my real estate license. And I became his office manager. So I got very involved with all of his personal finances, took care of all that, and ran his office we had about 56 employees with all the mobile home parks and different things. So then, unfortunately, our broker for our real estate division, he got cancer. So, and he was very young, 49 years old. And that's how I went back and got my broker's license, because we needed to have a broker in house. And then when everything started falling and we were working with the banks directly to get rid of everything back in 2008-9, I branched off and worked with some of the investors that were in some of our projects and became a broker of a company called West Edge in Holland. West Edge is now, they just revamped, they just came back out. A bunch of them went over to 5-star, and now they're West Edge again. But as my personal life was changing, 14 years ago, went through some things in my family and personal life, and my daughter was in middle school. My oldest was graduating from high school, and I just needed to be more present with them on weekends and everything like that. So I decided, I was closing at the time with Mid-State Title, which is now ATA National Title. We're all the same. And I talked to them about, I've worked with title companies all the time with the developer, because we'd have to clean up title when we were getting ready for new projects, and did a lot of the closings for the owner of the company when we were selling the lots and all that sort of thing. So I thought, you know what, I want to look into title. So they took a chance with me, and I started as an escrow officer here at ATA. And when I came on board, it was right during all of bank-owned property. We were closing like 40 a month. It's kind of sad, but yet, it was rewarding for me because I got to learn really quick because we were so busy. Yeah. But it was a tough time. Even when I was selling prior to getting this job here, we could show people like 45 bucks, kind of a crazy time.
Yeah.
In this market, as you know.
A lot different now.
What's that?
You said it's a lot different now, right?
Oh, I know. When we were at the annual meeting for GRAR the other day, Julie put up all those stats. I was involved back in 2002. So I could see, all those different pendulums and, the people getting into real estate now, how, you know, they haven't gone through that term. We might go through it again, but I think in our industry, we will always be busy because people are either going to be buying or selling, no matter what's going on in the world. We're either getting rid of them because we have to, or it's been a great market these
Yeah.
last 5 years where people have been able to just be a seller's market. So anyway, that's how I got here at ATA. And then we had a couple people that did the marketing and selling title here to realtors and lenders. And when the last person left, I was here working one night late because it was busy season in the summer. It was about 8 p.m. And I thought, I kind of would like to go into the sales part of it because I understand what the realtors are going through just because I've been in that position that they're in, understood, title and all that. The only bad thing about it is I had to take another test. I had to get my licensing for title, whatever. But did that, and now I've been selling, and I'm more hybrid here just because I still am in the closing room all the time, which I love.
Yeah.
Working with those first-time home buyers or someone who's selling their home that has been in the home for 40 years. I just enjoy people and, just seeing their different paths in life.
The closing table is a good spot to be at.
It is. It is.
It's where all the magic happens. Nothing happens unless it closes, right?
Right. Until they sign those papers, right?
Yeah. I think it's safe to say, though, you have a pretty well-rounded real estate career. You know about all different aspects of it, even from a commercial side of things with the development side. So I'm sure that was hugely impactful, you being able to transfer over into title and just pick it up like that, right? And be able to explain it to real estate agents and lenders, right?
Yeah, that's one thing I'd love to do too, is like teach Title 101 because I think it's so important that realtors know. I mean, yes, that is our job title. Your job is lending. But I think it's so important to know those different aspects so that they can communicate with their client.
Yeah.
Because that just makes them more valuable out there. And just to know a little bit about it. And when we're asking them questions, and we want them to ask us, if they don't understand something on title, we want them to say, hey, what does this mean? Because that's how that's how we learn. I mean, that we still learn every day, and I'm sure you do, because every transaction is different.
Something new every day. I mean, It really is a puzzle. Everyone's different, and some are easier than others, but it truly is. Hey, if you want a career that's going to challenge you in ways every single day and require you to think outside the box, come work in the title, mortgage, real estate industry, right?
Yeah.
You will be on the edge of your seat every day, right? So, yeah, I mean,
I think I learned early on, just because going through some really hard times, way back when we had to, break down our company and it was a family. I mean, the company that I worked for, there were some of us that worked together for like 18 years. That was really hard to all leave and have that new challenge. But I think we all learned from it. And I think that helped me when I came here to ATA that when something happens, you can't like get frazzled. You gotta, everything can be worked out, but you just gotta kind of look through everything, find out like who's gonna help you get through it. That's why like, being involved with everybody, like my friends in the mortgage industry and other title companies, even, I think it's important.
Yeah.
That helps all of us.
Yeah. And I think it's important that with title insurance, if I've got you on here, we talk about what title insurance is for the average person that may be listening to this podcast, or the real estate agent or loan officer who doesn't really understand why we're getting title insurance or what title insurance does. Can you explain that, Judy?
So, we sell two types of title insurance. Lender insurance to protect the lender. So the collateral that you're putting on, for a home, that's, you want to make sure it's insured. We go 40 years back, make sure that there's no liens on it because you want first lien position as the lender when you're working with your buyer. And then it's important, the other one that we sell is owner's title insurance. So owner's title insurance is going to protect that buyer purchasing that home. And unlike car insurance or home insurance where it covers it forward, we cover it back. So we go 40 years back and we look at everyone who's ever purchased that home, any liens on that home, mortgages that have been put on that property to make sure they've been discharged properly so that you as the lender can have first lien position. And the buyer is buying property that is free and clear of all liens. The other thing we look for on there, of course, are assessments, taxes are paid, and any easements that are on the property to see if access to your property. But it's very important. I've really learned here at ATA while I've been here the importance of getting title insurance. We see some families, maybe these big farms that have been in the family for years. And then we go back and we see they've done like a little piece of property and they've quit claimed it to someone or quit claimed it, to someone else. And where there's what's called a break in title. So they didn't do the quit claim deeds properly. So they didn't title to the right person or the right person wasn't vested in it. So I tell everyone, even if you're buying from, like somebody wants to split a property and even if it's vacant land, do a title search on it. We do those as well. We do those for attorneys a lot because you just want to know what you're buying.
Yeah.
Even if it can hurt, maybe a property can't hurt.
You want to make sure you own it when you buy it, right? Like that you're the owner, right?
Oh, that's the other thing with all this fraud with land fraud. That's a little scary too, but I think that we're trying to get ahead of all of that now, getting education and getting it out to people and letting them know, that it can happen to anybody. But anyway, that's another whole rabbit hole.
Yeah.
What's going on in our world.
But I think it's just a good point for us to make that title insurance is super important. And that's why, lenders require it. But if you're doing a personal sale, I highly recommend it. If you're not using agents or whatever, title insurance is super important. Can protect you down the road if you run into any issues. So your title insurance, even if you're not getting a mortgage, right?
Cash transactions, they feel, oh, why do I, as a seller purchase this owner's, but it protects them.
Yeah.
If anyone were to come back on them as a buyer saying, this is out there, we're going to sue you or whatever, it protects them. Make sure you know what you are purchasing. There's more things that can happen than people think. Just seeing, being here so long and seeing different scenarios, and especially in today's world, you do want to make sure whoever you're purchasing it from owns the property.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you want to make sure you own what you own, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So
I wanted to touch back on something you mentioned earlier when your other company went through the dissolution or whatever, and you said it was, it was like family, right? And you had gotten really close with a lot of those people, which is not surprising because of the person that you are. But 14 years later at ATA Title, and, Sandra Swanson is over there, and she's another great person that, that knows her, loves her. But it looks like you've reestablished those family values, if you will, at another company. Would you agree?
Family is really important. And I think that we have a great team here. And even Sandra does have a Rainbow office. We have 30 plus offices in Michigan. But one thing I love about this here is everybody's family. I mean, even the president of our company, he comes in and talks to us. He's located in Farmington, but he's always available. Our VP, he has an office here in the Grand Rapids office, lives in the Muskegon area. He's all over Michigan as well. But they just have an open door. I mean, I love the part here where they've always talked about our core values here as a team at ATA, and they make you feel important. We want everyone where they're doing such a great job, working so hard. They recognize people. Each year we have a recognition, which is cool because we can all vote for other people and recognize them. but I think it says a lot about the company, me being here 14 years. And I have, um, let's see, there's 6 in my office. And out of the 6 of us, we've all been here probably over 15 years.
Wow.
So it's really cool that,
That's pretty special.
I really, yeah, and I have a great team that we all work together to get the job done. It's not just one person that does the job. We all have to do it, like with your processors and everything. So, for me to go out and sell for ATA, that makes it easier because I can say, hey, I've got the team that will back me and we can give you the service that you want and that you need for your client.
Yeah, I love that. I'm glad that you've found a place, after your last situation that, you haven't had to leave and you fit right in. So we love you over there. We appreciate what you're doing. And we need to talk about the MMLA, right? This is why we're here. So how long have you been involved, Judy, and why did you get involved?
So I got involved with the MMLA when I started selling, when I started doing the sales part here. Well, and I guess I actually was involved a little bit prior to that because one of the marketing gals that started here didn't know as many people in the industry, and just because I had sold real estate prior, I knew some people. So I probably started coming to events maybe 9 years ago. And what I love about MMLA is you bring education. I love to hear what's going on, just like we talked earlier about how you like to know what's going on in title or, what's going on. And I just think it's really important for us to know what's happening in the mortgage industry. And yeah, because we're working with you guys every day.
We gotta stay informed, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I think with new things coming out, and just there's always some little piece that I take away from every MMLA.
Yep, and the networking also helps too. I think especially as of recently, it's become a group of people that are really looking out for everyone involved instead of how can I help myself or how can this organization help me do business. We have a lot of collaboration going on between lenders, which isn't always common, right?
Right. No, I think that the West chapter is very strong. I think that we all can lean on each other. Like we talked, like you can get in a whole group of all your lenders and we have title people there, but we can all talk about what's going on in our industry.
We can laugh and joke, right? We can commiserate. Is that what you're saying? We're commiserating as well. Like, oh man, we just closed that deal. Never thought it was going to make it to the finish.
The one that comes back to haunt us all.
Yeah, right. Usually that happens, right? If there was a bunch of things that happened before closing, there's something that's probably going to happen after closing.
I think like with you at LMC, I think you being involved with MMLA for so long, I think that's, you've networked with so many different lenders where I think that's great. I think we can just bounce things off each other.
Absolutely. There's things that I can't do. There's things that other people can't do that I can do. We talk about that all the time. And we talked about the MAR convention. I met someone at the MAR convention. I think it was 2 years ago. We still communicate. It was another loan officer. She came up to us and she's like, I can't do vacant land. Can you guys do vacant land? And that was it, right? And then we communicated afterwards, and she can do bank statement loans that LMCU can't do. So it's a way if that my client can utilize that and I can't do something for them. It's just networking with other loan officers does have its perks. I think most people wouldn't agree with it, but when you're looking out for others and you're just trying to help your clients, really, I mean, what it comes down to is if you're just trying to help your clients, it doesn't matter if I do the mortgage, someone else does it. As long as they're being helped and they're getting good service, that's what's important. And that's what we're doing at the MMO.
Oh no, I totally. You guys got a great group.
We all have a great group. You're a part of that. Don't include yourself there, Judy.
No, I just haven't been like that.
You show up to all the events and you bring your energy and your voice, and we appreciate that. So thank you so much.
I thought it was great in August coming to that. That was the first time I'd been able to attend, and that was just so informational.
Yeah.
That education part, I am huge on.
Definitely. You got to always keep learning.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the community service too. I think that is very important. You guys are, we're intentional about doing those sorts of things in our community and helping other people. That's great.
Yeah, for sure. Judy, is there anything going on in the ATA title that you want to talk about, or anything going on in our industry that you want to highlight in our conversation today?
I think for ATA, one of the things that we pride ourselves in is the service. And we do want to know, like, if you don't get good service, because how can we correct something if we don't know about it? I'm sure you know that as well. But right now, I know there's going to maybe be a downturn with, interest rates. Who knows? What's going to happen. We did feel it. You guys had a little turn, and boy, those orders
Couple
were coming
days.
in.
Couple days.
Yeah,
That's all it takes.
I know. So yeah, and to be competitive with Sandra and I, to in with other title companies, our refis are $99 for the settlement fees. So we try to keep that lower just because we know some of these people have already closed with us.
Yeah.
They've been in here closing. So you try to help, people out that way. But I think, Steve, the big thing with ATA is just our knowledge about title. You can feel very confident when you close here that, it's going to be clean title. Seldom, and I knock on wood, I should say this, but we don't seldom see claims. But I think one of the things is because our examiners are good at their job, and with the people who are overseeing the closings, they find things, they look for that kind of stuff. And we're not perfect. I mean, we've had things happen, but I love the way our office here, like, we'll own up to it. If something goes on, let's just work through it. Let's figure it out. So I think that's very important too. But we just appreciate the clients that use us. I love new clients, of course. And I think when new clients are coming in, we have an ATA Agent One app that is an amazing tool for realtors. And lenders can use it too to do a quick, net sheet for your buyer who's selling a home, to see
Yeah.
what they're going to walk away with. So I love that part. ATA with our, having this app, and just education, teaching them Title 101. We have a roadblock class, real estate roadblocks. That's a really great class that we do just to educate, new realtors on different things that can happen.
Is that a continuing education course?
No, we do not have it as a continuum. No, we don't. We should actually.
There you go. New idea.
We should.
Right.
No idea. One thing we do have is our attorney is going to be here October 22nd and doing a class at BRAR. It's a brunch and learn. It's going to be 2 hours of legal. So that's going to be
Did you say brunch and learn?
Yeah, brunch and learn.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah. And he's great at what he does. He's a great speaker. And he's going to tell us about some new things going on in the industry.
As you were talking about ATA and like the difference and why, you love it there, it just sounds like ultimately what it comes down to is the people that are there, yourself included. But it just sounds like you have people that care and people that know what they're doing. And I think there's been a big shift in our industry where people are starting to recognize that the service you get and the people you're working with are far more important than sometimes the literal dollar and cent, because they can save you more money down the road by giving good advice rather than having $100 less on closing costs or, $50 less in title insurance. So it's really the trust that you're giving to those people, and the people that are doing the work are really good people. And that's what it sounds like you guys have at ATA, just a solid group of individuals working together.
And we do. We care about the realtors and the lenders that are closing deals. We also care about the clients. This is one of the biggest investments. So that, I love the way the people that I work with here do. I think that's why I've been here so long.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, this is my PSA for loan officers. Treat your title people really well, because not only are they working on your files, they're closing your files and they're talking to your clients at the very end of the process. So if they know that you're a good loan officer or whatever, they may be able to say, hey, this is why that happened or whatever. But at the end of the day, our title reps work with all of our clients at the closing table, so they know whether our clients are happy or not, right? So, I mean, the title closers know what loan officers to talk to and who to work with because they see the clients at the end of the table.
No, and I think that that's one of the things that we do here, like with our realtors, is we do preliminary title work. So when they get a listing, because we think it's really important to see what's going on with that property.
Yeah.
What can we do?
Get out ahead of it.
Yeah, things are closing so quick today that then we're not doing those last minute things the day before, asking for a certificate of trust or this or that. So I think that, and just like you with, you were talking about collaborating with title companies. I mean, we like to do that with our loan officers just because we know that, okay, if something doesn't look right on instructions, or we know who to call, and we know, what's going on, and we can work through things. Or, if we don't get the wire right away, what can we do? So I just think, and, we're not going to throw you guys under the bus for that. I mean, that these things happen. So there's always, things going on. But I think if you collaborate with everybody, it just makes a smooth transaction.
Yeah.
And you get happy clients. Happy clients are referrals, right, Steve?
They are. Yep, for sure.
I mean, best leads you can get from the referrals.
Yep. And the closing table is the best opportunity to send them off on their way, say thank you. And if you're smart enough, maybe slip in there, if you know anybody that needs help, or drop my name. But it's such a great point. It's the happy point. They've made it through the lending process and they're at the closing table, about to buy their dream home, you hope, or property. It's a good opportunity for us to make good, especially in times where maybe there was some quirky things going on in the transaction that you can maybe smooth over so that they understand it better.
We're here.
Yeah.
This happened.
Yeah. But we made it through, right? We made it to the closing table. Yeah. All right, Judy, you are an amazing person at work, but you're also an amazing mom and just individual friend. Can you tell us a little bit about what Judy does outside of the ATA title, when you're not wearing your real estate mortgage title hat?
I think that's the biggest thing. I have 2 daughters. They're very important to me. We love spending time together. I'm very fortunate.
Yeah.
And now I have a 2.5-year-old granddaughter, and she is a ball of fun. I probably post way too much about her, but I just can't get enough. It's fun.
Keep it coming. We love it.
Yeah. And she calls me Gigi, and that's a fun grandma. My mom was grandma, and she was a grandma to many, because I have 12 brothers and sisters, and there's probably about 48 nieces and nephews I have, because now my nieces and nephews are having children, and so family's big. A lot of my family lives right here in Michigan, so we get together a lot. I'm usually the planner, even though I'm the 12th of the 13.
You're one of the youngest, but you're the planner, huh?
Yeah. They're always, they're all retired, and then they lean on me. Like, come on, guys. So funny. I get, but I love that part. I have 7 brothers who are still with me, and I have 3 sisters. I have 2 sisters that passed, but we're very tight. And now I see all of my daughters being very tight with their cousins and their kids having. So that is a lot of what I do outside of here. I love the water, so I do boating. We boated on Lake Michigan for 20 plus years, and then we no longer own a boat, but we have lots of friends with it. So we
How was that transition? Did you like it? Not having a boat anymore?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier.
And it was actually my in-laws' boat. It was a 30-foot Sea Ray, but my kids and my husband and I grew up on it with them because they were older. And again, we were family and we loved to.
Yeah.
But we had it for many, many years up in Ludington. So that was really hard. And my kids are like, oh, you need to buy a boat, Mom. I'm like, no, we know many friends that have boats and pools. We've been in the Caledonia area for 25 years now. So we know quite a few families out there and very involved in the community. There just never seems to be a dull moment. And then I do a woman's Bible study. I enjoy that. And it keeps me calm. With my go today.
Us salespeople are always on the go. It's always good to have things that can recharge us or bring us down. When we need to slow it down.
Love to be active. I love outside, so I love to being out this has just been great weather this fall. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my downtime and, I love to read and all that, but I think now I love listening to books more because, we're active all the time. So anytime I can do that. And I love to do community service. I'm involved with, it was LLS leukemia lymphoma. Now they're calling it Blood Cancer United because I think a lot of people just thought leukemia was, all that they stood for,
Yeah.
whatever, lymphoma, but it's blood cancer. So anyway, I'm really involved in that because just our past and what we went through and just cancer in general. I think it's just from little kids all the way up. There's so many people that have been touched that I just really love to give back and do for people that are going through things that, life just sometimes throws us lemons and we got to help those people that are going through those.
I think one of the most rewarding experiences is volunteering for a nonprofit like that and just giving back your time with no expectation of getting any money back or whatever. And somehow you end up earning so much more in intrinsic value than you do with the money that you could make doing your job or whatever. I always support volunteering, and you are a huge volunteer, and we appreciate that. Again, it's the blessing and the curse, Judy. Like, you're always going to say yes. You're always going to say yes, right? And people understand that about you.
Well,
You don't take advantage of it, right?
I had to say no.
You what? You said no to something?
Because it was like the night before and I just had a full plate. So I couldn't, someone's like, hey, could you help me out with this? And I felt so guilty. And I'm like,
yeah,
like you can't, you couldn't do it.
We just want to help people,
I know. They do like that. And it doesn't, I don't have to get anything back from it because really, to be honest, I have been blessed. And I don't feel like, I don't do it to try to get that back or get a recognition. I don't really need that. What I get is just that, you're helping other people and it's helping them.
Yeah. It's like helping to fill other people's cups up can help fill your own cup up, right? For a lot of us. So
there's many people going through things that I just see, even young kids going through things that sometimes people just need to let them know.
Yeah.
That you
care.
And you care. I think that's important that we spread that to other people. Be kind. I think that's one of the biggest things that our society needs to remind us adults need to remind the younger generation. Be kind. It doesn't matter what walk of life they or what their political view is or whatever. Just be kind to them. They have a right to be what they want to be.
Are you familiar with the Be Nice campaign, which has, originated in the Grand Rapids area and is now a national campaign? And I fully support that. I love it. You never know what's going on in someone's personal life or whatever. Okay. So if you can be anything, be nice, right?
Absolutely.
Well, you're always nice, Judy, so we don't have to worry about that with you. So we appreciate you.
I want to interview my kids and ask them.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree then, right? They had to have someone teaching them, right? So you did a good job and you're doing a good job and we appreciate you. All right, Judy, we're going to wrap this up here, but I ask every person that comes on the podcast to leave us with, something positive, whether that be for, a personal thing, a professional thing, or both. But what can you leave our listeners with? Something positive.
Well, I have a little quote that I've had on a poster in my office, and it says, life isn't about how to survive the storm, but how to dance in the rain. And I think we all need, and I love to dance, so that's like fitting for me, but we're all going to go through storms in life and lean on your village. That's why like the lenders, the title, you guys are all my friends, but I just think we all can, we can dance in the rain, even if it's not going well. We got to learn how to get through those things.
Got to enjoy the process, right? Because
exactly.
that's where life happens.
It does.
We're all traveling to the same destination, so we might as well enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and we're here to serve people, and I just feel that that's my purpose here in Earth right now. So I want to continue doing that, and maybe never retire. But I'll because I like what I do.
We hope not. We hope that at least your volunteerism can continue to be with the MMLA if you do choose to retire at some point. But I hope it's not for a while.
Retiring at MMLA, and I was just with her.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we are going to miss you.
Yep.
to do past that MLA and,
Yeah.
has done so much. But, yeah, that's why I kind of spoke about retirement. It's strange hearing people doing it. But no,
Don't think about
that's
it yet. We still need you for a few more years, I mean.
too long. I'm only 49. Come on.
Yeah. We appreciate you, Judy. We love you at the MMLA, and we appreciate all that you do for the industry and for your clients. You're a light in this industry, and we need more people like you. And so I just want to say thank you for all you've done, and also thank you for coming on here today and sharing a little bit about you.
Well, thanks for having me on, and I appreciate the MMLA, and I look forward to working many more years.
Many more years, for sure.
Yeah.
And
All
thank
right.
you to all of our listeners. That's it for another episode of the MMLA Connect podcast. Thanks for listening.